Well, this is Shane. He is almost 6 months old, a couple days shy of it. He was born a month and a half premature. He had a lot of birth trauma. My delivery was pretty terrible. That ended in an emergency C-section, but we pushed for 4 hours with him stuck.
Oh my God.
Because he was premature, they couldn't use any kind of medical intervention. And so, you know, he'd go down to the birth canal and pop back up, but it kept pushing on his neck and his head the entire time. And so shortly after birth, our NICU nurse told us that it looked like he had a little bit of torticollis and warned us just for head positioning to try to avoid plagiocephaly, which we couldn't. His torticollis ended up becoming very severe. And then at his 4-month treatment, or 4-month pediatrician appointment, we talked to her about it, and she recommended us go to a craniofacial surgeon. And immediately the surgeon said that he wanted to put him in a helmet, and he wanted physical therapy. And we just thought that there had to be some other form of medicine or something else out there that was not putting our child in a helmet 23 hours a day for, you know, upwards of 3 to 4 months. And so I started doing some research. I have a girlfriend out in California that, for her voice, she's a vocal trainer, and so she only sees osteopathic doctors, and she said, you know, just look and see if you guys have one in Houston. It's worth a try. If nothing else, it could help with the severe reflux that he has. And so I did some research and I found you guys. And so he's been doing, we've had 7 appointments so far with you guys and then 6 of PT. His torticollis is 100% corrected now. And his plagiocephaly went from what they said severe to moderate PT when they first did to just mild now. And she feels like, you know, in the next couple of months while his skull is still malleable, it's going to finish rounding itself out. But the torticollis is completely gone. His reflux is gone. He's off of his medicine completely. And so just a completely happy baby. Our PT is just completely amazed with what you can do with your hands and how his head looks, and so she's referring. I brought all your business cards over to her, and so every baby she treats with torticollis, she's handing out your card. And so just, we can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for him, and so happy that we found an option that wasn't the helmet for him.
Awesome, thank you. And other question, like, so why not the helmet? Like, what was the big aversion for you?
So there were a few reasons we didn't want to do the helmet. For starters, he has severe dermatitis and eczema, and I joined a support group for moms of children that have been in it. And a lot of the children that have the skin irritation, which you can see just from eating on his face, he gets it. We're ending up with like 2nd and 3rd degree burns from the helmet. And so that's something obviously I wanted to avoid if possible. Because he has a torticollis, helmets do not fix torticollis, helmets only fix the plagiocephaly. So we'd only be addressing more of a cosmetic issue versus the real problem, which was a torticollis that, you know, that can mess up with that can mess their hips up, that can mess their feet up, that can keep them from sitting up. And then just thinking about having him in when I know that they said, oh, they're comfortable, kids get used to it. I knew that there had to be some other option out there than putting a child in a helmet.
Yeah, he also had some head lag, so at the time his neck muscles.
And his neck muscles weren't completely strong enough, and the more independent research I did on myself, the fact that these people were trying to push this helmet on him when his body wasn't even ready for it really made me question what their practice was. Why are you wanting to put this child in a helmet when he can't even hold his head up right now? You know, and so I did some research, and they were saying like babies had droopy eyes and one ear sagging lower than the other if you put them in a helmet too soon. And so I didn't feel like that was the right path for us and the right option, and so did my research, which led me to you guys.
Much less invasive.
Couldn't be happier.